Hey, what's going on? Lionel here, and this is my final review for um, this weekend or this week or so. I try to do three on the weekend. Um, so the first one was on La Nuit, the second one on um, Amber Absolute, which is one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and the final one is on the infamous Thierry Mugler's house, and it is Pure Havane, the legendary star. Um, Pure Havane, as you know, is a limited edition. Not as popular as Pure Malt. A lot less accessible than A-Man. A little more accessible than Pure Malt, and a lot more accessible than Pure Coffee. So, I want to start off by saying I think that this fragrance is highly, highly, highly underrated. Um, and for some odd reason, when I first smelled this, when it was released last year, and I think I was at Nordstrom's. I think it was Nordstrom's, and I got a sample then, and for some reason I just didn't buy into it, and I don't know why. Got a second sample because they still had quite a bit at Nordstrom's. Got a second sample, and then and didn't wear it, and finally I wore it one day, and I was like. You know what really struck my interest was um, uh, tobacco vanille. Tobacco vanille really prepared my nose, I guess, for this one. And now, actually, I've began to like this one more than pure malt. Um, and the reason why is because simply the honey and the tobacco for me are just two notes that I thoroughly enjoy in a fragrance. So it just develops over time. Anyway, Pure Havane, as it relates to the Pure Flankers, I've yet to smell coffee, so the only things I can compare it to is A-Man, this one, and Pure Malt. This one definitely has the least projection. It's a lot more subtle than the other two. Um, and I think as it relates to longevity, I will put this right next to Pure Malt. I think I get the same amount of longevity. Here's the difference, though. The base of all of the A-Mans are pretty much the same. It's kind of this sweet patchouli base, sort of. And though patchouli's in the heart in this one, it's really the base. I mean, that kind of leads you to the base. It's that sweet patchouli sort of. Tonka vanillish type of sweet skin scent that just stays there for the duration of the scent. So anyway, of the three, A-Man has the loudest bass, but they're all the same. Pure Malt, once it dries down completely, and you're down to the dry down, smells exactly like A-Man, and Pure Havane smells exactly like Pure Malt. The only difference is A-Man is more intense, Pure Malt is a little less intense, and Pure Havane is the least intense in the base as it projects. I mean, for some reason, A-Man just projects forever. People will smell you, 12, 13 hours later. While in Malt and Havane, they're there, but they're a lot more silent. They're not as loud or not as vocal as A-Man. So, um, the note breakdown is quite easy, which I got from Fragrance. Tobacco and honey in the top, patchouli, vanilla and cocoa in the heart, French labdanum, amber, and styrex. Is that it? Styrex, whatever that is, in the base, which is sort of a raisin type of scent, as far as I can tell when I did the research on it. Pure Havane, what does it do for me, man? I honestly think that if you're looking for honey and tobacco, I don't think that you have to run out and buy tobacco vanille, which is 4 times the price of this thing at the same size. I think this works. I mean, I honestly do. I mean, I wore them side by side once. I've worn tobacco vanille and I've worn this one. This one seems to be, it's not there in the notes, but it seems to have more of a fruity, almost like Pure Malt. It almost gets kind of fruity, excuse me, versus tobacco vanille. Tobacco vanille is a more rich, um, honey and tobacco, while this one is a bit more dusty. So that I think the major differences is um, tobacco vanilla is deeper, while this one just is a bit more dusty. You know, it's like a honey dust, or the cocoa makes it dust. Something makes it a little more dusty in the tobacco and the honey versus tobacco vanilla goes deeper. It's a bit more, you know, syrupy or racinic or something. So I get about 8 to 10 hours. Um, it probably projects for about 4 hours. Um, 4 to 6 hours, I get projection, nice projection. Gets a little close to the skin after 6 hours, but stays on all day. On clothes, it stays on all day. Um, Compliment factor is around, you know, I would give it a 4. I mean, nobody loves it. You know, I mean, well, some people love it, but you know, it's just not a head turner. It's not an attention getter as as a man, or you know, like Amen is that love hate type of polarizing scent, and Pure Havane's not going to do that. Pure Havane, for the most part, everybody's going to like it, you know, but you're not going to turn any heads unless, you know, one of something in the notes just attracts somebody. I just don't think, if you know, if you're at a club, you're not going to stand out a lot with this fragrance. So again, you get about, you know, 4 to 6 hours of projection. I mean, I will put it around 6. I'll be generous and give it 6 hours. It lasts about 10 hours. Compliment factor, I'll give it, you know, 3.5, 3.75, 4. Overall scent, I thoroughly enjoy it. I mean, I actually like this one more. I think it smells better than Pure Malt. You know, I don't know if Pure Malt gets more compliments or whatever, but overall, I like this scent more now than I did before. So, you know, if you can't find Pure Malt, I think you can run out and get this one, because right around the dry down time, I mean, you pretty much have the same fragrance. I mean, and this one just happens to be a bit more appealing to me. So, what else? What else? What else? What else? I think it's a lot more versatile than Pure Malt, and definitely Amen. Amen is strictly, you know, if you wear it in any type of warm weather, you're brave, and it better not be more than about 1.5 sprays. Pure Malt, I mean, early fall, early spring, you probably get away with it, but it just smells like something that should be worn in colder weather. Pure Havane, I think, can really be poured off all year round. I mean, hot weather, I think it could. The tobacco and the honey may cause some cloying issues, but I have worn it in warmer weather, but just to work. So I hadn't worn it outside in hot weather. But I think it's a lot more versatile. It can be worn year round. I mean, I think, you know, shirt and tie, this one can be pulled off in a nice setting. I think it can be pulled off in a casual setting. Overall, I mean, I give this one a 4, about a 4.75. I mean, if it would give me a bit more projection and sillage, I mean, I would put this in 5 range. I think this is definitely a buy, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, no one's going to be, I mean, no one that I've encountered is ever displeased with it. Everyone likes it. It can actually be a unisex fragrance. I mean, just like, I mean, it says men, but I mean, just like tobacco vanilla, this can easily, a woman can easily pull this off. She'll be sexy than a mug wearing this fragrance. So overall, like I said, I give it about a 4.5. Perfect scent. I mean, you can find it on eBay. There's no knockoffs of this. So I mean, the only thing somebody can do is cut it and put a fake bottle in it or something. Outside of that, you're not going to find any fakes of this, and you're going to pay around, you know, $85. I mean, if someone's looking for one, my Macy's still have 1 bottle left. So overall, great fragrance, great to have, love it, thoroughly enjoy it. Peace.